All right, so let's do another example, and this will probably be this will probably be a vertical directrix. So immediately, and let me help you guys. The first thing we need to decide, well, let me read this to you, and then we'll talk about it. So it says the focus is -1, 1. The directrix is x equals 5. So x equals is a vertical line. So if I have a vertical line for my directrix, that means I'm going to have a horizontal parabola. It's either going to open to the left or open to the right. So I know this because I memorized this table, but you guys should know this too eventually as you come to learn it. If I have x equals something for my directrix, it's a horizontal parabola. And then we use the information in this column to determine what the equation is. Eventually, we're going to figure out what h and k and p are based on the information. Well, when they say x equals h minus p. And the axis of symmetry is y equals k. What is the focus? Well, the focus has the same value for k as the axis of symmetry. So I know what k is. And then to find this h plus p, in other words, I'm going to work backwards to find h and p. So let's go this way and try to do that. All right. So in your textbook, they kind of show you how to do it. So to find the p-value is just the x value of the focus. Okay. Here it is. So what's the x value of the focus? Well, the x value of the focus is -1. Remember that your focus is an x comma y value. So that gets plugged in over here in the formula. Our formula has a minus sign, so I say minus, and then what is the x value of the directrix? Well, x equals 5, so that gets plugged in. Now, -1 minus 5 is actually going to be -6 over 2, which reduces down to -3. So my p-value is equal to -3. Now the k value is the y-coordinate of the focus. So the y-coordinate of the focus is -1. So k equals -1. So I have k and p, and I have h. Remember also, to solve for h, the x value of the focus is h plus p. In other words, if I take the x value of the focus, it's equal to h plus p. I know what the x value of the focus is. The x value of the focus is -1. So I'm going to say -1 is equal to h. I don't know what h is, but I solved for p, and we said that p was equal to -3. So I'm going to add 3 to both sides, right? And I get h is equal to 2. And that's where this comes in. H is equal to 2. So now to find the formula, we said that because it is a directrix of x equals, I use this formula, right? I use this formula. I know what k is, I know what h is, I know what p is. I can find the focus by all these things. So I'm just going to do that. So the first thing I'm going to do is write the equation of the line. Now your textbook gives you the graph, but we're going to graph it and make sure it's right. So let's just start writing things out based on the information in the table. So the formula, according to the table, which I think is on page 127, let's label this. I'm going to try to think like you guys. This is horizontal. So based on horizontal, the equation for a horizontal with an h and a k is y minus k squared. I see your hand. What's your question? Oh. Is equal to 4 times p times x minus h. And this is written up here on the top, but we said that h is equal to 2, k is equal to, what did we say k was equal to? -1, and p was equal to -3, right? So then I'm going to say y minus k, which is -1, squared, is equal to 4 times p, which is -3, times x minus h, which is just 2. So then this becomes y plus 1 squared is equal to 4 times -3, which is -12, times x minus 2. And we just leave it that way. So that's the formula. Now the focus they gave to us, so we know what the focus is. We know that that is -1, comma, -1. We know that the vertex, and this is based on this table of values. So I've got the table of values right here. So the vertex is just h comma k, and then the line of symmetry is y equals k. So I'm just going to plug all that information in here. So the vertex is just h comma k, which is just going to be 2 comma -1. What else did we need to graph it? They gave us the directrix, right, which was x equals, what was it, -5 or 5? 5. So now if I go to graph this in Desmos, I'm going to plug this equation in. And we'll see what we get. So new equation, I'm going to type in y plus 1 squared is equal to -12 times x. I'm sorry, y. Wait, I'm getting confused. X minus 2. We said that directrix was actually x equals 5. We said that the focus was -1 comma -1. Whoops. And we said that the vertex was h comma k, which is actually 2 comma -1. Does that look right to you guys? The answer is yes. Because the vertex is equidistant from the focus and equidistant from here, right? Do you guys see that? This is 3 units this way, and it's 3 units this way. So anyways, let's take a screenshot of that. So here's the graph that's in the textbook, and based on what we just did, here's the graph in Desmos. It's essentially the same graph. It's a different scale, of course. We're zoomed in tighter. Any questions on that? In other words, if you look at this, it's a different zoom, but it's the same. Yes. Yes, you may. All right.